We are live. Welcome back to another Gooned Up Nerds podcast where we just get really messed up and talk about movies. I really have to work on a good opener.
We do, and I was just checking, making sure no one was gonna cartwheel into frame.
Yeah, right. Out of nowhere, Dylan, he decided to actually show up. Well, Dylan is not here tonight. He has to do some adulting tonight.
Neither is Nickel, so there'll be no cartwheels.
There'll be no cartwheels tonight. But next time there will be again. You should probably take out your phone so we can see who's fucking in the chat.
Well, I've made a fool of myself.
That's on the internet forever now.
Well, good thing no one watches this.
There's literally two people here.
Whoever it is, it's probably Sky and...
It's Scum Crew. Shout out to Scum Crew. Shout out T-Fon. Good seeing you, man. Met T-Fon at Beatdown Mania. Scum Crew's those are the homies. But,
so, what's going... what do they, live here? Or do they live in Colombia and then just come here all the time?
I don't know. Ask them. They're in the chat.
I thought is it them?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, well, let us know.
Yes.
I always wondered that.
March 3rd, Scum Crew headlining Shaker's Pub. We're putting that shindig together, and we'll talk more about that at the very end of the podcast when we start advertising our homies and all the shows that are coming up on the island and within New York and stuff. Where's your phone?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're going to try and monitor the chat. See, we don't have Dylan, we don't have a third person, so we might have a visitor later, but whatever.
We'll see what happens.
But tonight, we got a double header. I'm not going to do a comic thing tonight just because we're going to do 2 movie reviews. And it's Michael Jai White night.
Oh, I did call it. It was it was Joe and fucking Sky.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So Sky is the reigning champ of being here for every single one.
Yeah.
You get a special prize.
You get a special prize.
We'll figure it out.
Yes. And also, Joe, we got to have you back on again. Probably to do Terminator, if anything.
I feel like yes, but I feel like Joe, there's a couple other movies that you need to watch. And also, next time, there will be Gabagool.
Gabagool.
I will make sure there is a full meat and cheese platter.
You gotta drink some. This is expiring today.
How does sugar expire?
I don't know. That's what's very confusing and very strange about this Wawa's iced tea. Wawa's, don't sponsor us.
Could it possibly be because it contains actual fruit? Probably not.
No. This shit came from Jersey. Are you kidding me?
Jersey doesn't know what fruit is.
They don't know what fruits are.
They just know about, pretty good pizza and, good hardcore.
Yeah, the pizza there is pretty decent. Not gonna lie.
New Jersey, though, with the pizza, bagels, and hardcore, yeah.
They got it. But yeah, so we're going to start off the review with Blood and Bone. That's a 2009 joint. This actually, it's a very dated movie if you're watching it. If you ever watch it, by the way, this is on Tubi. Tubi sponsor us.
Tubi, at Tubi, Tubi.
Someone tag Tubi in this.
Yeah, no, but for real, this almost looks like a, what's the word, when they would have those daytime movies, for A&E?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's like that, but it has a little bit higher of a budget. Their cameras are better, but
you know what it is, dude? It's 2009, it's super low budget, and you know who the director? You know what he wrote? He wrote the screenplay for Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh.
Yeah, that
fun fact. I don't know
if man is
it's
a dirtbag.
really well, but I don't know if this is very true, but apparently Dragon Ball has been dethroned on Rotten Tomatoes with the crowd review or the percentage, because I think it was 2.3% out of 100.
Really?
Yeah. It's number 1.
What?
Velma.
The new Velma?
Yeah, just shout out to everyone who wants to watch that show. Fucking don't. It's not good. It's really not good.
Is it really? Is it that bad?
It's really not good. It's almost like, why is this even Scooby-Doo?
Is it Scooby-Doo? I thought it was just...
I didn't see Scooby. Shaggy's black. Fucking, I saw Fred give a fucking Nazi salute on a cell phone.
What?
Yeah, the show is it's woke for woke's sake. And I'm just like, there's a tasteful way to do that, and there's a ham-handed, really just bad way to do it. And
I got you.
They're doing a very bad job at it, because it's just
It reminds me, there was a comic, I think I actually talked about it on the cast before, for the New Warriors that came out. And literally,
the old movie Warriors?
No, it's called the New Warriors.
Oh, it's called the New Warriors.
Yeah, that's the team name for the Marvel team. And it's a bunch of offshoot mutants from the X-Men series. But in the new one they tried putting out, it was straight up And by the way, we're going off on a tangent right now because this movie at least is pretty clear cut when we talk about it for Blood and Bone. But like I was saying before, for the New Warriors, they made these superheroes so unnecessarily woke, like to the point where because it was supposed to be outreaching to the LGBTQ community, but they hated it because it basically was just so one of the people is called Snowflake.
That's not
where their literal powers to manifest snowflakes and they throw them like ninja stars. And then Safe Space. Yes, the hero's name was Safe Space, and they created force fields around themselves.
That almost sounds cool, but like if you could create them around other people and just go and like crush them or something.
And then like what was it? I think one other one was I think this person had like the power of the internet. It was so stupid. It was really dumb. Like they used their power was literally like. You know what it is? It's almost like when you see South Park when the kids make up their own superheroes. It's almost like that, but they made them so like unnecessarily like woke and like it was really bad. That bombed. I actually can't even find a copy of it. I wanted it just to have as a joke.
What was this again?
It's called The New Warriors.
It was a
comic book that came out like about I want to say maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years now. But what you call it? Because they were trying to reboot something from the '90s and it just blew over. But anyways,
that sounds awful.
So this movie Blood and Bone actually is the opposite of that kind of stuff because this is not PC at all.
Oh no,
There's
an Asian guy that says the N-word a lot in this movie.
Actually, I'm pretty sure most of the people in the movie that say the N-word aren't black.
Yeah. Actually, yes.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Michael Jai White doesn't say it once.
He
doesn't say it once.
And then the other guy, the villain, is like so like he tries to be so gentlemanly that he doesn't even want to use profanity.
He doesn't want to be profound. He's one of those like gentlemanly. He's a gentlemanly kind of like I don't know street thug. He's one of those guys that wears blazers with a collar shirt but no tie because he wants to show you he's relaxed and laid back. Got a bunch of swords on his wall just for display. That kind of bullshit.
Yeah. He's definitely like the yuppie type.
No, yep, exactly.
The yuppie type. But the thing is, this guy runs underground fighting rings, or he has a fighter that he takes to underground fighting rings, and that's pretty much the whole thing of the movie. Michael Jai White is a guy named Bone that gets out of jail and then gets into the underground fighting scene to raise money for something you don't find out till later in the movie.
Yeah. Which I feel like everyone has seen the scene where Michael Jai White is in jail and he beats the shit out of Kimbo Slice.
Now he doesn't beat the shit out. He straight up stabs him.
I forgot.
And then spin kicks him.
He stabs him with his own shank. Yeah. Is this the one time Kimbo's been in a movie?
I don't know if it's I think he's been in other movies.
R.I.P. Kimbo.
R.I.P. Kimbo.
Yeah, I don't feel like he was really acting in that scene.
He was so natural.
I think he was just
being himself, right?
Being Kimbo Slice.
Because he was really good.
He's like, I will kill you, motherfucker.
Like, yeah, that is a guy from jail that is going to stab and rape me.
He will kill me, and his beard goes up to his lip, like Chuck Norris. So he's serious.
He was badass, but not for nothing. Bone fucking kicked the shit out of him and like 5 other dudes. And you know what it is? It's so funny because this movie is straight up a modern blaxploitation film. That is exactly what it is. Like it's a guy that knows an unnecessary amount of karate that fights the underground. And has like a heart of gold, and like this guy has like this weird monk-like vibe to him, where like nothing bugs him. He's only focused on his goal. And Michael Jai White plays it just completely straight. This movie is not meant to be a parody or anything, but you couldn't fucking tell that it wasn't meant to be a parody because some of this shit is just ridiculous. The acting is kind of over the fucking top.
It is.
Like except for Michael Jai White, but I guess he's so like under.
He's the only one that reins it in a little bit. Like everyone is kind of like.
It's almost
like how you said, like people are unaware of the type of movie they're in. Michael Jai White is pretty aware of the type of movie he's in, and he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna do a good job. It's almost like when we watched what was that shitty movie, Tales from the Hood, and Keith David was in it.
Oh, and he was
killing it. Like he knew it was a fucking joke, and like if you watch the thing, you already know I love Keith David. But yeah, he was the only part of that movie that made it the tiniest bit bearable. Like
yes, he was really
everything about that movie was dog
horrible.
Shit. I was like,
it was a disgrace.
I'm just like someone made these props. Someone was making these props and they didn't like halfway through just go.
Did we do a review of that? I don't think we did.
I think we did.
But no, we did. And then I also did one with Carl for what was the fucking It was with Snoop Dogg. It was like a Tales from the Hood ripoff. Oh, Snoop Dogg's Tales Hood of Horror. That shit was really bad.
Oh, yes. There was another movie, just tangent, Snoop Dogg. No pun intended, but it was called Bones. Do you know?
Wait, was that the weird...
It's like where Snoop Dogg's like in a haunted house and he's like a vampire or something.
No, that was that kind of like their Candyman ripoff.
Yeah, it was not good.
No, it wasn't. I've seen
Honestly,
it.
all I remember from that movie is like Snoop Dogg like kills all the people in the house except for like the one hot white girl that like becomes his snow bunny or some shit. And I'm like, what's happening in this movie? Like, did Snoop Dogg? Was this a tax write-off for Snoop Dogg or something?
Dude, a lot of these movies are probably tax write-offs. Not for nothing, this one is probably a tax write-off.
I mean,
blood and blood. Because here's the thing: it's very to the point. You're gonna watch it for the fights. Like, if anything, watch the movie for the fights. But if you're going in to kind of watch an actual fucking movie, you might be a little shit out of luck because it's ridiculous. The story is very just like ham-fisted. I think the word you used was...
Which one was this again?
Blood and Bone.
Oh, yes. It's very... Yeah.
The one we're reviewing.
No, I thought you were...
Oh, yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I thought you were talking about something else. But no, it is absolutely very like... the only reason I even use this term is because Hannibal Lecter used it. Ham-handed segue. Like, this movie is just very blunt.
It is.
There's
no subtlety. There's no subtlety.
You know exactly what's going to happen.
Not only that, most of these people's lines are exposition dumps, and by exposition dumps I mean they're telling you what's happening in the story, or they're telling you about themselves, so you don't need to see a whole thing of background. They're just gonna fucking tell you about it. And the thing is, there is a kind of mystery leading up to what's going on with Bone and these underground fights and shit, but you can tell what's gonna happen by the middle of the movie. Like, oh, okay, I see what's happening now. But
no, my thoughts gone. Keep going.
Oh, we should pack more.
Oh, you keep talking and I will pack that. Oh, this is hot.
Use my stuff.
Let me actually clean that up.
Anyways, sorry.
I was gonna say.
Priorities, guys.
I don't really remember. Fuck. That doesn't matter.
It don't matter. Anyways, but like, so, and once again, you can actually track this movie just by the fight. So the first fight is the prison one, and then you get up to where he finds a room for rent in the hood, which, by the way, they make it completely obvious, and they throw right in your face that it's the hood, because you see two kids, they're clearly like high schoolers, they're skipping school, and by the way, once again,
Not PC.
Yeah, not PC at all. They're just saying some shit where I'm like, wow, okay, that's why I have to look up the year for this, because I'm like, this would not fly right now.
This is very 2009 lingo.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, this makes sense for the time period.
It's kind of crazy how you can, like, date things. You're like, whoa, they just dropped the F-bomb. This must be pre-2000 something.
Yeah, right? I'm like, oh, they're using the M-bomb a lot here.
But you know what I love? Side thing, when people found out that fucking Robert Downey Jr. did blackface in fucking Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
everyone's
ridiculous.
just, like, trying to cancel him, like...
Did you see the movie?
Did you see the... First of all, if anything, I would be making fun of the fucking... you never go full retard, son. Like, that whole thing...
That was the one that gave the movie so much shit, was because the handicap activists were very much against that. It wasn't... I don't even think that the African-American community was in an uproar about the blackface.
Text me.
But yeah, like this. Right, so I lost my train of thought already. See, this is why we need.
You said the black community was an
was not in an uproar.
Yeah, I'm saying, but honestly,
and this was so low key.
Have you ever seen any of the interviews where they talk to him about that? He talks about how he told his mom that he's doing that shit, and she's like, "Bobby, I think this might be a bad idea." You know what I mean? Like. Honestly,
but that movie is a fucking classic.
No, it's great. And but honestly, besides that, I think the real gem of that movie is Tom Cruise's side character of.
Oh my! You know what? I had no idea that was Tom Cruise.
Dude, no. Honestly, all I knew is that it was someone in makeup, because if you look when he grabs stuff, his hands are so like chonky because they're silicone. Because they're so hairy.
I thought this was a whole different actor.
No, dude, that's what I love about... I feel like...
like, low-key, he might be insane, but that motherfucker can act.
Well, realistically, the only two insane things is the Oprah thing. I think we talked about this.
No, he's insane.
You know, like, that's kind of ridiculous. The Oprah thing, the Scientology thing, and the fucking middle tooth. That's really very strange.
Middle tooth.
But I love that he can, like, just jump into these characters and just, like, turn it on, and he's so funny. Like, he's actually...
He was one of the best parts of that
he's
movie.
genuinely funny, and I feel... Have you ever seen that thing where, like, him and Ben Stiller are hanging out, and Ben Stiller's, like, his stunt double?
No.
Oh, my God. Like, Ben Stiller does, like, a really good impersonation of fucking Tom Cruise.
Really?
It's so good.
We gotta watch that
and
later.
they play it off like they're, like, well, no. Ben Stiller plays it off like he's his best friend, but, like, Ben Stiller comes up to him, he's like, yo, man, I'll see you on set.
Just like him.
I'll see you on set, and, like, Tom Cruise goes, like, he, like, shrugs it off, like, after he takes his hand out. He's like, ugh, all right, well, and we were saying, like, it's very funny. It's really good, but, yeah, no, I appreciate when Tom Cruise does funny shit, and, like, as much as Tom Cruise sucks, like, you gotta hand it to him, man. Oblivion, Minority Report.
Oh no, I mean, no one
like,
can't. You can't. I mean, like I said,
you can't. And then he's also a G.
A
Like,
lot
he literally
of
could
people
fly a fucking helicopter.
A lot of people say he is the last movie star.
He's a beast, dude.
He is the last great movie
like
star.
like all those scenes in Mission Impossible where he's climbing the rocks, like cliff.
I think I shared a clip before, but it's him. He's actually doing a stunt for one of the Mission Impossibles. He's taking the cycle and going off a ramp. He goes off the ramp and it's off a cliff. And this is all him off a cliff, and you just see him kind of not drop limp but get in position, and he just drops his chute, and then he just lands and finishes. He did the whole stunt himself.
That's
like,
honestly, directors probably
ridiculous.
love and hate that because they're like, sick. We don't need to pay someone, but also
if something fucking happens to him,
if you fuck yourself up,
yeah, man,
like this is not good. He's like the Jackie Chan of white guys in action movies, but he doesn't always hurt himself because. Dude, Jackie Chan has hurt himself so many.
Dude, half of his body is probably adamantium.
That's what I loved watching, like old Jackie Chan movies, because many of them.
Have you ever seen at the end? They always show the bloopers.
That's what I was saying. Mr. Nice Guy. Fuck, I can't remember the other one. But there's like so many late '80s to '90s Jackie Chan movies where like the end credits are the best because it's him like doing fucking triple somersaults while shooting someone skiing. And landing it and like fucking himself up 1 out of the 6 times.
Yeah.
But it's always something. Dude, there was one I remember. They were all sliding down the top of the skyscraper. Like the top of the skyscraper was angled, and like all the glass, whatever. All the glass was going up, and like they all were like fighting on top, and they fell down the side and were sliding down until the next thing. I'm like, what the fuck? And I remember like one of those is where he hurt himself bad because I think like. He jumped and just fucked himself up, just like going down this thing. But I'm just like, homies jump down the sides of fucking skyscrapers. And like, again, going back to Tom Cruise has fucking climbed skyscrapers. Like, they shot Mission Impossible 4 or 5. I forgot which one it was. There was one of them where they shot in Dubai. And they were filming.
I want to say 4.
Yeah, something like that. And they were filming it. He was just fucking climbing. I'm like, that's fucking nuts, man. Like, again, last action hero, but yeah, I mean,
the last real movie star.
I feel like
because
he's one of those guys.
Because if you think about it, like everyone now is not defined by the actor; they're defined by the character they play.
Yes.
Like if you really, especially in the age of movie heroes, like Michael Jai White. To me, if we're going back to this, like in the next movie we're gonna be reviewing, he spawned to me.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. To me, he's Black Chuck Norris.
Yeah, I mean, if
in
like,
this movie especially,
and not only that,
no one touches him in this movie.
So
here's the
thing:
like
it's in the and it is right in the vein of a blaxploitation film. He is literally the modern day Dolomite, if you guys know who that is, or Superfly, and this movie is awesome because it's like ridiculous and over the top in just the right ways, and not for nothing too. Michael Jai White is doing all the fighting.
No, that's another thing. Like I feel like this was also a chance for him to like same way with. Jean-Claude and Chuck Norris, like a way to showcase their skills and stuff. Like, okay, it's the same thing with
like Bloodsport and shit like that.
Not Bloodsport, obviously. Like Donnie Yen. And who did On Bak?
Tony Jaa.
Tony Jaa. Like On Bak, that's a side thing. On Bak in itself, fantastic display of fucking martial arts and fucking coordination and stunt and like teamwork and all this crazy stuff. And also the movie is not bad. Like on Block Time Warrior,
I mean,
it's for a kung fu. I'm simplifying, for a kung fu fighting movie,
because that's what it is.
It is
it's like fucking Blood and Bone. It's like it's a classic kung fu blaxploitation film.
Is he the one that was in that movie where he had the elephant?
That is the real
Protector.
Yeah, the Protector.
The Protector. Anyone in this chat, watch The Protector.
Yep.
Really, really, really good fucking. I don't want to call it a drama, but it is a little bit of a drama. It's like a drama, but it's mostly people getting their ass whooped. It's really good.
It's literally 95% of it is people getting their asses whooped because the story is so simple. Where it's like, hey, look, you took my elephant. I'm gonna go get my elephant. Hey, we're gonna fight until I get my elephant.
It's like the raid. You know what's gonna happen. They're like, I need to get to the top floor, and we're starting on the first.
And you know what's funny? Like, I mean, coming back to the movie, like the plot is trying to be subtle, but it's not because of the type of movie that it is. It's a kung fu style movie. It's not even kung fu because it's MMA fighting, like, and I mean, because I don't even know what kind of fighting style he's using. It's just mixed martial arts.
In
right?
what, in this?
Yeah, in Blood and Bone.
In Blood and Bone, he's definitely doing I'm obviously not a fucking.
Because he's striking the whole time. He's not grappling.
I'm not
really.
a martial arts expert, but he is definitely doing.
This is why we need Dylan.
This is definitely a mixed.
Oh, I think Dylan's in the chat.
It's a mixed form. Dylan, let us know. I'm gonna read what you say. Let us know if it's a mixed form. I kind of feel it is.
But like I said, this movie, like I said, you can track it by the fights. And oops, all right, yeah, I have it on in the background, but you can track it by the fights. So right after the prison one, I think we get to after he finds his new apartment and stuff. You get introduced to, I believe for Tamara. He gets introduced to Tamara, the woman that he's renting a room in the hood for, and then you get introduced to Pinball and the entire underground fighting scene. Which, by the way, those underground fighting things, almost like the street racing and Fast and Furious, those parties look fucking crazy. There's people just like breakdancing, and like there's just DJs playing and shit. There's fire everywhere. Like it's
where
crazy.
Were these? Like I never went to an event like this where there was just
cool shit everywhere. Yeah, it's like a Mortal Kombat background.
That's what I'm saying.
Or like it's like watching a video game.
Yeah, no, honestly, Mortal Kombat background is the kind of the best
way to describe it, right?
Like, if there was a fight, that's actually what's happening. There's a fight happening, and everyone's just acting like there isn't a fight going on. Because I know, we both know, as soon as there's a fight happening, we both are staring at them.
Yeah, we're watching.
Our eyes don't break from whatever that is happening. They are, dude, he's like spinning tornado kick, like roundhouse kicking people in the face, like 2 people at a time, and people are just drinking their drinks. They don't even, like, break eye contact with the person they're talking to. No, like, it's...
So it's funny. You get introduced to, actually, because Dylan mentioned Hammerman, played by Bob Sapp, who I didn't know was an actual fighter. And he is terrifying. He's that big...
Black guy?
Yeah, big burly dude that came in the beginning.
He was in another movie where he was...
He was in another movie I saw with actually... what's the guy's name? He was in every Adam Sandler movie, played like the animal... Rob Schneider. He was in a movie with him where Rob Schneider goes to prison, weirdly enough, and Rob Schneider's a kung fu master. It's a weird fucking movie, but he plays the same thing, like this giant convict dude that just beats the shit out of people.
Jesus Christ.
It's ridiculous. But like I said, you get introduced to him, and then you see what he does to one of these fighters, and he does exactly what you think he's gonna do. By the way, motherfucker can throw like kicks really fucking high for a big dude.
He's definitely a very strong person. Well, I was just about to compare. He's like Steven Seagal if he wasn't a fake black belt. Like if Steven Seagal was the badass he thought he was, he'd be Michael Jai White. Just saying. Like,
yeah,
Michael Jai White is actually like
a badass.
I feel like he'd punch you so hard like you'd swallow, like, I don't know, you swallow your own teeth or something, like. Just something, like, he's actually intimidating. Like, Steven Seagal's all, like, paunchy and slow. And, like, I'm like, wow, dude. Do people just let you beat them up for money?
Well, he's a movie star.
He's a movie star, but he's, like, what's crazy, we could do a whole thing on Steven Seagal. What's crazy is Steven Seagal is one of, I think, one of the only white people to ever go to Japan and be like certified in like I forgot what he does. Whatever the fucking martial arts is, he's like
it's
the
one
only...
of those fake ones though, is it?
No. It's a legitimate. It's like it's not the best fighting thing, but it's a legitimate school, a legitimate thing, and a legitimate title. So he really has this title. Like he really put the work in. But like, whatever. That's like one thing. But I'm not saying
he doesn't. Well, like, Michael Jai White doesn't go around just breaking necks in every movie.
Just what I'm saying, like Steven Seagal.
By the way, this is not a method of breaking necks. I don't know how to break
exactly
a neck.
What you do, you go like this.
You just torque it.
Honestly, we should do
a neck breaking podcast.
No. We still need to do the podcast where we just talk about.
Wait, does
movies.
Michael Jai White break any necks in this movie?
I'm not sure.
I don't.
We can.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't kill anybody.
He doesn't kill anyone.
I'll say that. The fights are still sick.
That's
though.
like The Fly. He doesn't kill anyone in that movie. But no, he doesn't kill anyone. He breaks the guy's arm and he melts a person's hand. He doesn't kill anyone.
You're right. He doesn't.
But we need to do the podcast that I brought up when we were recording this.
Yeah.
Movies where little kids get fucked up.
Jesus Christ, dude.
We talked about this.
I know, but okay, hold on.
Where they don't pull punches.
I'm trying to see where you connected here, and I'm like, and now we're on child murder.
Well, listen, I really like when they don't pull punches like that, because you know what? That's life. You know, Mimic, those kids got stabbed. There was a twofer. Those kids got stabbed the fuck up. You know what I mean? But realistically, we don't even have to go back that. We can go back even further. Jaws.
True.
That little kid got fucked up, dude. He got fucked up. And I'm just saying, like, I like, because, like, as a little kid, that scared the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah, because it makes it real
like,
to you.
It was like, they don't give a fuck that I'm little. They don't give a fuck that I'm a little kid. They will tear me to pieces.
Yeah.
Like, even in Pitch Black, Keith David's son.
Oh, yeah, all the kids got killed. He had no more sons after that.
Dude, like...
Which sucks for Keith David. He just didn't catch a break in that series.
His
whole planet gets fucking destroyed.
Like Keith David had like a real.
He had a real rough time.
And honestly, he had
the Pitch Black series.
He had the most positive outlook out of everyone. Like
True.
The entire movie, and you're just like, oh, Keith David's the man. Everyone feels like how I feel about him. And then one by one, you're like, oh, this poor man's children, like they're being taken away from him. You know, honestly though, the last one. You felt like when they're just chilling and he like gets the tail around his neck and gets pulled up.
Oh, that was bad.
And
that was just like
he's like, I can't even climb this mountain to do anything. Like, holy shit!
It's worse because you're just like, that was just mean.
That was just mean. Like,
they just didn't have to do that, but they're like, no, he can't have any more.
No,
songs.
That's why I love Pitch Black, because it is it keeps you guessing. Great creature movie, perfect combination of action and sci-fi. Has Keith David, you know, I love the character of Riddick, you know, like, that whole thing is just,
Who do you think would win in a fight? Like, because do you actually think that, Vin Diesel is actually, like, trained in anything?
No, I think he's just, I feel like he's trained in stunts, and he's, like, probably mildly acrobatic.
Okay, so let's say, we'll go by character then, because I'm sure let's say Triple X, he did know how to fight, versus Michael Jai White from Blood and Bone.
Michael Jai White.
Really?
Because, like, it...
Actually, no, it just... I mean, I know it's because it's movie violence that fucking Vin Diesel does.
And
this is so much more real.
This is more like...
The choreography in this movie, by the way, you see everything. They don't cut away from it. Like, these guys know how to fucking fight.
That's actually one of the good things about this movie. Most of the fight shots are just one continuous shot. Like, it's just like... He just puts people down.
Yep.
Like, they come at him and they like, wow, okay.
I think this is one of the few times I've seen like the Superman punch work so effectively.
He definitely pulls off a bunch of the things that you're like, oh, that's cute, but like, you're like, whoa, he actually.
No, he fucked up. Like, he fucked up. What was it? A Hammerman, like, pretty fucking bad. And not only that, then after that you start following the other fights that he has, and I think we get up to the one where he's up against Tattoo, which is like, it's funny. So you know Pinball, the guy that starts repping him, and Tattoo, which is the tattooed guy where he starts sending all his boys to fight Michael Jai White. He's like, when he says, 2 at a time or whatever. So,
yes.
Yeah. So you know, both of those guys are child actors from like the 80s and 90s, and it's just weird seeing them like old or older, because I know they look a lot older now because this movie's like over a decade old now. And
this is crazy.
So
this movie came out when I graduated.
Pinball, the little Asian guy that's representing Bone, he was. Have you ever seen Hook?
Like, holy
He's Rufio.
shit.
That's fucking Rufio
Are
from
you
Hook.
kidding
Yeah,
me?
that's Rufio from Hook.
How the mighty have fallen.
Seriously, that's Rufio
Holy
from Hook.
shit! Now that you're telling me that, this movie just got 100 times better.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's awesome because this is what he became.
Yo, honestly though,
This is what happened if Rufio didn't go to Neverland.
yo, honestly, I 100% buy that. I would love if this was tied into Peter Pan.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
yo, no, like
hilarious.
Rufio left Neverland, started an underground fight ring,
and met
Like,
Spawn.
The only thing that I wouldn't believe about this movie, because like Pinball, he's kind of a little bitch in this movie.
But
Rufio,
yeah, he is a little
Rufio
bitch.
would stab.
Oh, that's
someone.
true. Rufio is a badass.
Rufio would have stabbed.
He went out
someone.
like a G in that movie too.
He did. Honestly,
And you know what's fun?
Hook-
I mean, it doesn't. So you know, remember Shazam or it's
Shazam
Shazam?
with Shaq.
Yeah. You know the little kid in that? That's Tattoo, the little gangster that starts sending in all his boys.
Holy shit!
That's him.
I like that. Like these people are just like integrated themselves very like. I don't even know. That's just I would never realize that. You know?
Dude, because I recognize the I'm like, his face looks familiar, and I look it up. No, he was in, I think it's called, was it Kazam or Shazam? I forget. Because which is the one that everyone thinks that Sinbad's in?
I don't know, but I saw that shit.
It's not a real thing.
I know it's not. I just remember him being in the costume.
It was for like a commercial. Or
Yeah, it was
something.
for a commercial.
But like either way, like yeah. So these are two child actors in this movie, and I'm like, this is ridiculous because they are not. Well, you know, I'm not gonna lie. The Shazam kid, Tattoo, he's actually not bad. He's actually playing it well. Pinball is not the greatest actor.
No, I feel like he.
Unless he's yelling and like being like.
I feel like he hasn't acted since Hook.
I gotta see if the gap is there, but yeah, it's fucking
All right.
Rufio.
So two things. One, Hook is a great movie.
Hook is awesome.
Hook is a great movie. Probably the best interpretation of Peter Pan, I would say.
Well, it's not even. Well, it's a good.
Well, whatever universe that Peter Pan is, that's.
Yeah, I don't know why
That's
I'm
the
going into
best one.
continuity shit. I'm sorry, I'm throwing the fanboy shit out.
No.
I'll shut up.
I'm just saying, like that shit's great. I'm just gonna throw this out there. If they did a continuity prequel of Hook, where you see either a world or universe where Rufio isn't dead, or I would love to see Rufio before he got there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like what led Rufio up to being like him being.
and then he
Neverland.
took over the Lost Boys after
And then,
Pan
and then
left.
also, I would love to see when he takes them over and like does a bunch of their adventures, you know, and,
Yeah.
and then the movie ends with Robin Williams showing up or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the shit. Like, why are people paying us to make these scripts?
Because we're supposed to write a script, Dylan, and I know you're in the chat. We're gonna write a script at some point. It has to happen. Netflix will buy it. They will buy anything.
Fuck you, Dylan.
What?
No, he's just like, you're not interacting with anyone. I'm high, motherfucker. Like
This is why we were supposed to have you.
Also, fuck you.
Well, stop incepting us again.
I'm lowering the volume.
This is what happens when we don't have supervision, people. Anyways,
very non-professional. We need.
I mean, not for nothing. So, like, this movie is very cut and dry. So, I don't even really want to spoil it because you can just watch this for free on fucking Tubi, and it's once you get to the middle, you understand why Bowen is doing what he's doing because he's not taking the money for himself. He's saving money for something. He purposely planted himself in all of these positions. Like, you just think when this movie plays out, Bowen planned this whole thing out. Like, this guy's some crazy Zen master. Like, he's basically Batman. Like, the dude is fucking... He's ridiculous because the entire time he's stoic, he's playing it straight, and everybody else around him is just kind of being over, goofy and shit, especially with Pinball. Pinball is one of the
he's the
goofiest
only
characters.
person who keeps his cool the entire movie, and like we
Even
said
the
before,
villain, fucking, his
He
name is
was-
James. It's just James. There's no last name, by the way.
Listen, it's
They couldn't
fine.
afford a last name
we,
for this
we
movie.
brought this up last time. Dune, like the space Jesus, his name is Paul.
True.
Like, let's be real. What's his name? John Idaho.
Oh, Duncan Idaho.
Duncan Idaho. Like, out of the millions of galactic space names, John Idaho. What's up? Yeah, man, I eat tractors for breakfast.
I eat Dunkin' Idaho.
And then it's fucking Jason Samosa.
Jason Samosa. Jason Mimosa.
Jason Samoa.
I could go for a mimosa.
How about a Samoa?
Samoas are awesome.
Dude, I just remembered. I was at Uncle Giuseppe's the other day.
Yeah.
The reason why I can't even explain how dumb I am where it connected this. You know what they sell at Uncle Giuseppe's, everyone? Candy bars, but the flavor is cannoli. It's a cannoli candy bar. And you know what it's filled with?
What?
Bits of cannoli shell.
A cannoli candy bar filled with bits of cannoli shell. That's some Cannibal Corpse shit.
Yeah,
But
it's
for
amazing.
sweets.
And I just remembered I left it in my friend's freezer at this very moment. I bought it a few days ago. Something you said reminded me of cold and freeze. And there we go.
And
Cannoli.
here we are.
Cannoli candy bar. It's when you ring yourself, when you ring up, it's right there. It's the pile of buy stuff right now because you see it pile. It's right there. Buy it. Also, freeze it. Freeze it and then eat it.
We should do like a cast of like good snacks to
Dude,
eat while you watch your movies.
Honestly, we could just like go through any store and I'll be like, this is what you want. These are the things you can get here. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, people sponsor us.
Meat Farms. You know what? You get the seedless raspberry jelly
Hey,
there.
they're not paying us.
Shit's fire.
They're not paying us.
I was giving an example. Meat Farms sponsor us.
No.
Whatever. I'll take the bread. Literally.
Bread's cool.
I'll take
Yeah,
bread.
just send us bread.
I will take bread.
Anyways, like,
How did we get to this?
You did this.
I'm sorry.
You did this to
They are
us.
3 for $1 and they're hot.
That's not even what I'm talking about. I love how you're just like, I know you're mad about I'm not telling you more about the bread.
Sorry,
That's not what I meant.
my mind was stuck on the bread. I think I'm really hungry.
Oh, we will focus on food after this.
I feel like
Oh my
right now.
God.
It's like I know I soured on the scaffolding before, but I know I have the upper body strength to scale the facade of the stadium.
This is what happens when we're left to our own devices.
Yeah.
But not for nothing. Like, the only issue that I have with this movie is that, besides that, I know it's over the top, but once you watch this movie, you understand what it is. It's a blaxploitation film. Like, it's over the top. It's going to be this way. It's low budget. It's not bad for what it is.
No, it's if you want to watch people get their asses whooped for like an hour and 25 minutes, watch this movie. If you like Michael Jai White, even better. If you like that Rufio's in this movie, fuck it. But like I said,
And not for nothing, all of the fights, they're pretty fucking awesome. The only thing I will say, and I think we mentioned this like off camera, is that there's no real time where he's struggling.
he literally
Except for the end, maybe.
I was gonna say the last guy gave him like
a little bit
of trouble, but there was at no point in this movie where you're like, whoa, he's in trouble. You're like, honestly, you feel bad for everyone that's gonna. You have this thing like
you feel bad for
you're like,
everyone
you're
that's gonna fight
like
him.
you wish you could be there to be like, yo, homie, don't fight this dude. I watched him just kill like 7 dudes. Like, not kill them, but they ain't walking anymore. And like, you feel bad for every person who's gonna fight him because you're like almost rooting for the villain because you're like, honestly, no one's fucked Michael Jai White up. Like, can you kind of fuck him up?
Yeah.
And they don't.
No.
Like, I think he gets kicked. Or he gets kicked once for sure and punched once for sure good. And I'm just like, all right, he got a good kick and
He
a
gets
good
like
punch.
tangled up a little bit.
A little bit, but I'm just like, he absolutely demolishes 95% of his opponents.
Yeah, and there's even a point where they whip out weapons at the very end for the last fight, and like he just annihilates the dude. I think at a certain point, actually, he uses just the scaffold or just the sheath,
Oh yeah.
and just fucks with the guy, and the guy's just getting pissed off at him. Like, I mean, not even really to get into like too much of the plot. It like you find out that Michael Jai White, and we're gonna get into spoiler territories at this point. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil it. If you want to actually watch the movie and you actually want to check out the plot, watch it.
Because it's on Tubi.
It is on
sponsor
Tubi.
us, Tubi. And it's free. Tubi's free. I don't know why you don't have it already.
And honestly, just the fights are awesome. The story's very simple. It's easy to follow, and it's quick. It goes by quick. It doesn't out.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't feel the time.
It's an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, and you don't feel that at all.
Yeah.
Like, I watched a movie the other day where it was like an hour and 25 minutes or something, and it felt like 3 hours.
That's relativity.
It was terrible.
That's literally relativity.
But anyways, if we're gonna go into the rating right now for this, I would say,
If I saw this in the theaters, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, that could have been better, but I feel like I got my money's worth.
Honestly, though, if you're going to the theater to see this, a Michael Jai White-led movie, I feel like you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you saw,
because like if it was me and you, and we were just like, oh, there's a movie with Michael Jai White in it in the theater, I'm probably gonna go see it.
You know what's crazy? I realized
because ever since Spawn, I always wanted to see his stuff.
This entire time, we never really like related even where people would know him mostly from, like because I know no, not Spawn. I'm saying one, either people know him as Black Dynamite.
Oh, that's very true. Also,
he is Black Dynamite, and then you have to realize people don't even know they know him because he was in The Dark Knight. Everyone remember when the Joker goes, "Hey,
oh shit!"
and he goes, "Bop."
He was the mob boss.
The mob boss whose henchman gets his head slammed onto the pencil.
That's fucking insane.
That's Michael Jai White.
That's insane.
And that's what I always tell people. I'm like, oh, that's Black Dynamite. And they're like, who? I'm like, oh, the motherfucker from Batman. Like, they're like, oh, him. Yeah, I remember that guy. There's a dude with the pencil. And I'm just saying, like,
that shows how like I didn't really think about that. But that's him.
He's right there. And I'm just saying, he honestly, I feel like he deserves a little bit more credit because like, I feel like when people are like one of those fighter actors, it's like either they're good at acting or they're good at fighting. And I feel like he's really good at fighting and he's decent at acting.
He is functional at acting.
Like, I feel with the right direction he could be a good actor, but I feel like on his own he's going to be doing movies like this where he's just the same stoic character. Like, you know, but I'm saying like the self-awareness he had in Black Dynamite, that was good
because he knew where he was, and that's really easy because he had to just be super over the top.
Honestly, if anyone watching this right now, the 3 people in here, if you've never seen Black Dynamite, it is fucking hilarious.
I think that's on HBO Max.
It is shot like a Bruce Lee movie, but it came out in like 2012.
And it's ridiculous. It's like it's a blaxploitation film.
It came out before 2012, and it is
it's literally
fucking funny.
It's literally Superfly or Dolomite.
It's literally, if you get that they're making a joke about everything.
Yes, no, it's an entire thing's a joke. It's a spoof.
The entire thing is a joke. It is done. Dude, there's times where like the camera pans back and you see like the boom mic above him, and he's like giving a speech. He's like giving a speech and it hits his afro and he like looks at it and like keeps doing his speech, but they didn't edit that shit out. Like, it's fucking. This one where he like, someone goes Black Dynamite and they hit the cigarette. The cigarette's not even fucking lit. They don't blow any smoke out. Like, it's just a really good.
You know what's hilarious? I feel like if I were cognizant of who Michael Jai White was at the time, I would have known what. So anyways, my rating for this, actually, I would not have been mad if I went to the theaters to see
absolutely
this.
Especially
so I would go see this. If you go in the morning, like an early matinee or some shit, I would see this.
Yeah,
so like for like the half price or like the $10 movie, I would totally see this.
Wouldn't take a day to see this though.
No,
don't do that.
No, absolutely not.
But hey, since
it's great.
Tubi has it,
Tubi
sponsor us.
Anyways, moving on to the next one. So we're gonna to the next Michael Jai White film because this is where I know him from.
This is where I know him from too, man.
And it's 1997's live-action Spawn adaptation. Now, I'm going to say this now. I am not bringing the comic into this because this is its own beast.
No, it's its own beast. We can't even talk about the HBO series.
No, because the HBO series was actually way more like faithful.
The HBO series, if they literally just did that live action, holy shit! I think literally comic book.
The problem was in this though, the budget was shit.
It was shit.
They did not have the budget for what they had.
They literally spent all of the money on 2 cape scenes. Oh, and the time where he turns into the motorcycle.
Yes.
They literally spent all the money. You could pinpoint the 3.5
Because you know what's
scenes.
funny? All those were in the trailer, and they had to use that to sell the film.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, alright, so Spawn, I love Spawn. If you actually if you look at our, fuck, did I even bring it? I think I brought it. I have our flyer somewhere.
We love
Spawn.
Less than 5 feet away from us, there's 2 Spawn toys.
Yep, just go grab it. Just go grab it. You're there. Just go grab it. I think we have fucking Violator and we have Sam and Twitch. And Sam and Twitch don't get introduced in the movie.
Oh, dude.
And this is like the German import too.
That would have been so cool if they got introduced.
That's So there have been. We're gonna get into like some
like
more Spawn stuff after, but there was supposed to be an adaptation done by Kevin Smith for Sam and Twitch, which would have been cool because it would just be Sam and Twitch just going through stuff.
See, no, that's how I kind of feel like the new,
fucking clown.
the new Spawn movie.
This is actually one of the raffle prizes we got.
Oh yeah, that.
But we love Spawn,
Dude, Spawn is literally the reason I do art. Like for real, like seeing a Spawn comic, picking it up and opening it and being like,
Todd
holy
McFarlane
shit,
was a god.
I didn't know drawings could be like that. Like as a kid, like I had that wonderment where I was just like, I put my fingers on a page and felt to see if there was texture. Like I was like, this is gritty.
Todd McFarlane
It's
was
insane.
the greatest artist out of the 90s.
Gritty,
hands
grimy,
down.
dark, hard, like
Next to Sam Keith.
everything that he drew, I was like, what the? Every page, every panel was like, what the fuck? And then he would do some of the full page ones, or the cover, or like the back.
Or like how he does the panels where it's not even like regular panels. It's like probably like webs or like grime or something.
He just, it was just, it blew my mind, and it like opened this door that showed me like, oh, art is way more than just like classical paintings and stuff like that. Like this is like this. I knew that was the kind of art that I liked. I was like,
Honestly,
this
the
is,
'90s when it came to comic books and Todd McFarlane Spawn and stuff, that was kind of like its own little renaissance when it came to art.
Yes, 100%.
And like, and not for nothing too, but here's the thing: there's certain things that are just at the time. If you don't have the budget, if you don't have the right director, if you don't have the proper studio backing you, you are not going to be able to transfer all that glorious art into a good movie.
Why do you think they waited so long to redo Dune, bro?
I mean, not well. Okay, so
I'm just saying. Like,
no. Well, here's the thing too. That movie isn't good either for its own reasons.
Well,
just like Spawn,
David Lynch one.
Yeah.
So, absolutely, because one.
Here's the thing
Side
too,
thing, I don't
because
think-
that suffers the same problem that Spawn suffers.
David Lynch should definitely have either had more money to do that movie, or David Lynch should not have done that movie. Also,
He apparently the studio was up his ass the whole time.
this is a side thing. It was just on there. Well, actually, two side things. One, Reign of Fire. Fuck you, Dylan. Reign of Fire is sick. Sick dragon movie. And then two.
Wait, why did you just go out of your
No,
way?
because it was.
I know.
on-
I'm trying
it was-
to put
it was
Spawn in the
thing. Yeah, no,
background.
but whatever. These are all movies on Tubi. And the second thing, so watch Reign of Fire. It's great. Has Matthew McConaughey.
It's interesting. I'll say that.
What's his name?
I just think that I don't know. I think I wanted.
No. Honestly, yes, it could have been better, but it's a cool concept, and it makes the concept of dragons fucking scary. And the other thing was, have you ever seen the movie Blood Rain based off the video game?
I did not see the movie.
It's on Tubi. It is
good?
dog shit.
Okay.
It is so.
That's what I
bad.
thought. I'm like,
it is so bad because we were talking about because this is like a conversation about like comic book adaptations and.
Well, adaptation.
The thing that I wanted to bring up is because video game adaptations have been notoriously bad, and I just wanted to shout out the first episode of The Last of Us. I watched that.
Oh, don't spoil anything.
I'm not going to spoil anything.
I have to see that.
All I'm going to say is, yes, it is literally.
Good.
It's literally what you wanted because it's like if you played the video game, which.
But here's the thing: the video game itself is already kind of a movie. So like,
that's what
why
I'm
do
saying.
you?
That's exactly what they did. They didn't deviate from it, and they literally, I'm not ruining anything. There are shot-for-shot remakes that, if you played that game, are burned into your head, and this is going to hit every button that you want to be hit. Like everything about this, the casting, the CGI, the fucking intensity, the camera shots, like everything they do in this movie, in the series is extremely well done, and Pedro Pascal, definitely a very good choice of cast for this character.
Pedro Pascal is a top tier actor.
He is a very good actor, and I'm just
He's
saying,
top
like
tier.
if you look at the two guys, like even looking at them, you're like, they don't look exactly the same, but like I get the same fucking
But
vibe.
you don't need. You know what I mean?
No. I'm saying like you get this. Even the girl that plays.
As long as you get the
what's her name?
vibe, really.
That's what I'm saying. Like you get the vibe. You get the everything about this, like the atmosphere, the intensity, the weaponry, the fucking environment, all that stuff is very like visceral isn't the right word, but you feel it. Like, you're there. Like, you understand, like, what everyone's, like, emotional state is. You understand what the stakes are. You understand, like, this is, everyone's playing for fucking keeps. Like,
so
shit
they
is
actually
very
nailed the
intense.
entire atmosphere and everything correctly.
Absolutely. It is a hard as nails environment where you, like, if you aren't on your game, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, and it's really cool. And the way they even end the first episode, because, not spoilers, you don't see clickers in the first episode, but holy shit is there alluding to them. Like,
that's cool.
Just the sounds and stuff.
Yeah,
You're like, oh man, like,
that's cool. They're doing like the Jaws thing.
You're like,
kind
oh,
of like
I can't wait for them to fucking deal with one of those things. You're like, this is gonna.
So
be
you know what's
awful.
fucked up? So like with that, so what you're describing is how you do adaptations properly.
Yes.
What Spawn is not how you do it.
It's actually.
It's actually so here. So this is it's awesome because you have the HBO version, which is a good adaptation of the, it's like shot for shot, like pretty.
It's
pretty.
fantastic.
It's pretty good.
If we have if you couldn't figure out that we would recommend watching that,
that's on HBO Max for sure. Watch
HBO.
it.
If you like,
it's good. It's like not exactly like the comics, but it speeds through the points that you want to see.
It's everything. Yeah, it's all that good stuff. And honestly, you already know I have to endorse it. My man Keith David.
He's the voice.
He's the voice of Spawn.
He's the voice.
I'm like, this already checks everything off.
Not for nothing. I love that they actually cast actors and voice actors that we like for this character. Because honestly, even for this movie, so this is how I see this Spawn, and I told Mike this before. This is the Batman Forever of the Spawn franchise, where it's goofy as fuck. It's like laughably so, where like the HBO version is so in the opposite direction, where it's kind of more like the comic, where it's so edgelord. Because not for nothing, Todd McFarlane, as good of an artist as he is, he's not a great writer, and he's very juvenile with the writing that he did back then, and that's why it appealed to us as kids, because it was so easy for us to grasp the concept. You're like, oh, we would write shit like that. Like, it was literally dudes like in their like mid-20s writing like fucking 16-year-olds and like 15-year-olds.
It's so if you watch the Spawn animated series, Todd McFarlane does these.
Oh, the intros! Oh my god, they're so edgelord.
They're really cringy.
It's like
he might as well have like finger armors on with like a smog machine behind him.
Oh my
like
god, it's
like,
so cringy.
Like, I can smell the Knock Champa.
But like when you
fucking...
and like not for nothing, but it's so fucking nostalgic when you see it, because I'm like, wow, that was so good. I thought that was so cool when I was a kid.
Yo, what's that dude's name from Spawn? The kid, the guy that would be in the ice cream truck.
Oh, Billy Kincaid.
Billy Kincaid.
See, here's the problem with this movie. I'll say this right out the gate. So, this movie is riddled with issues, minus the budgetary stuff. It is not directed competently at all.
Dude.
Because the director that did this, he mostly did special effects. The only other notable movie he did, and that I could remember, is Marmaduke. And then he never directed again. That's the last notable movie. Everything in between has been some weird short films. The last big film he did after Spawn was Marmaduke.
Oh, wow.
So this, and if you look at the picture of this guy, he looks like a goober. Like he looks like one of the. You ever seen the X-Files, like the lone gunman with the glasses and shit that did all the hacking? I don't know if you ever watched the X-Files. You gotta watch it. It's actually pretty fun to watch.
Well, no, I'll tell you this. Being a young kid in the early 2000s and not having any friends, I spent a lot of time watching Sci-Fi Channel, and they would play the X-Files all the time. That's why I know about the Flounder Man.
Oh, so you know Lone Gunman then?
If you show me a picture, because I'm pretty sure I watched every episode.
It's a guy with glasses, long-ass hippie hair, and has like fingerless gloves and shit. You'll see.
I just remember that
look
show
him up later. You'll know what I'm talking about.
That show is really good, honestly.
I love fucking X-Files.
X-Files is so good because, like, my opinion of it, even right now, like when I'm not watching it, is like I don't want to fucking watch this show. But as soon as it starts playing, you're like, wow, they got their hooks in me. This is really good. Because first of all, if you watch it from the beginning, the tension between Mulder and Scully.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Mulder, I don't know if you guys know the actor, I forgot his name. He's
David Duchovny.
David Duchovny. He's in the Californication. Stuff
Evolution.
Like Evolution.
Mike Herring, or Mike from Home Mountain, if you're actually still in the chat. Evolution, that was our jam.
But the sexual tension between them is hilarious.
Well, yeah, but they built that up.
No, they build it up, but you're just like, not the sci-fi stuff, but you're like, fuck? Like what's up?
Because here's the thing about that, and like, it's so funny, because I noticed something that we do with this, and I know this is why we do this. We go off on tangents, because the movies that sometimes we talk about that are very subpar are subpar, so we have to start talking about actual good franchises.
Yes.
Because not for nothing, look, Blood and Bone, we said we'd see it in the theaters, but it is not by any means a like movie theater worthy movie.
No. Yeah.
If we saw it in the theaters, we'd be surprised, if anything. I mean, we'd go see it just because we'd see it, but it is meant to be streamed. And I would say the same thing for Spawn, but Spawn got a theatrical release. Mm-hmm. It got toys. It got a whole like
what's
PR
crazy?
boost.
They also have Martin Sheen in this movie.
That was their big pull.
And
He was top billing for everything.
Wow, you guys got a real actor for this.
If you look at the posters, it's not going to say Michael. It says Martin Sheen for Spawn.
Like even in the 90s, people were going to be like, "Who the fuck is Michael Jai White?"
Exactly, and it sucks too because one of my gripes in this movie, I'll say this just as this is the only fanboy thing I will say, is because they in every iteration of Spawn, he has the mask on the whole time when he's back on Earth. Michael Jai White's face is not even really present. It's just mangled and malformed because he gets burned in this movie. And it's just like, I guess maybe in the contract it said that you have to kind of show his face.
Well, I mean...
Or
also,
I don't know if that was a directorial thing, but
it might have
he
been
could have just
like
kept the mask on the whole time.
It might have been like how in Predator, when Jean-Claude Van Damme was in the costume, he was like, fuck this, you can't see my face. He might have been like, because I understand, because he would have been like,
but it's annoying too.
No, because he would have been like, why the fuck am I even here? Why the fuck am I even here if you can't see my face?
You know what? You're right. That was the same problem with Judge Dredd, and that was why. God, I keep forgetting the guy's name.
See, here's the thing, Carl Urban.
That's him.
Carl Urban acted the shit.
He is the fucking goat.
He acted the shit out of the bottom half of his face, dog. Like, for real, no, like Carl Urban.
He is the fucking goat, dude.
He's also hilarious in Thor. Love him. He's Scourge.
Yep.
He's hilarious.
Behold my stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm memeing that.
Also,
I'm taking that.
Bringing it back to fucking Riddick. He's in Chronicles of Riddick.
True.
He's Vaco.
Yeah,
he's a badass.
No, honestly, dude, he's the goat, and not for nothing too. And shout out to Michael Jai White because he's honestly in terms of the realm that he's in. Like this is how I like watching his movies now. Like I like watching Nick Cage movies where I'm like, it's just Michael Jai White doing different adventures.
Different Michael Jai White shit.
Yeah, and this is just one of his adventures and he becomes Spawn. And that's how you really have to fucking watch the movie. Because it's like, the way he's acting is almost the same way he's acting in Blood and Bone.
Whoa, real quick, side thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to fucking Billy Butcher from The Boys, also Carl Urban.
Didn't we just mention that?
No,
he was in the boy. Oh, I didn't say it?
Didn't
okay,
say anything
I'm sorry. I messed up and I said it in my head and I didn't say it out loud.
He kills it in The Boys. There's an oi that he utters that's so, like, I think it's not to spoil anything, but there's a particular fight where he says something to someone and you're like, whoa. I didn't know 2 letters could have that much emotion to them. Oi. Like,
oh man, but he is actually a fucking good actor.
No, he is actually.
You know what's fucked up though? It's like He
was in Doom too. He was the best part of Doom. He went in first person. He fought the Rock.
God, worst fucking Rock movie.
No. The other Doom is worse than that. But also,
the Tooth
Fairy. The Tooth Fairy is the worst Rock movie.
You're right.
The Tooth Fairy, and then also the worst Vin Diesel movie is The Pacifier.
Oof.
He's a babysitter.
Why do you have to?
You know what it is?
Don't bring these bummers into this awesome Spawn conversation that we had before.
I'm a little fucked up, and I feel like people. I'm a little fucked up, and I feel like whoever the powers may be in Hollywood, they dick these people down by giving them these shit movies. They did it to Eddie Murphy with Daddy Daycare and fucking Pluto Nash. They did it to fucking Vin Diesel with The Pacifier. You know what I mean? They did it to fucking Ice Cube with Are We There Yet? Like, I feel
he
like...
might have done that just on his own.
No, or have you seen that movie?
Not recently.
It is a terrible movie, and you're like...
I just want to remember Friday, Ice Cube Forever. That's it.
No, literally, that's what
Friday,
I think
Ice Cube Forever.
Everyone wants to know that Ice Cube, but I'm saying I feel like there's certain people.
You know what's crazy?
Shafted.
Spawn only came 2 years after that, I think, because it was '97.
That's fucking crazy. But I want to say, like, I feel people get shafted, and I know that this is actually why Dave Chappelle freaked out, because I think they were trying to shaft Dave Chappelle.
No, that's why that's exactly why.
Because why I
went to fucking Africa.
I don't know if you guys... Africa? I'm broke, bitch. Nothing sadder than the last 3 episodes of fucking the Chappelle show.
Oh, God. Don't.
Oh.
You're bringing bummers into the conversation, Mike.
R.I.P. Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy's the fucking... Oh, my God. Imagine Charlie Murphy as Spawn.
First of all, I don't know why.
I think this movie would have been better if Charlie Murphy was Spawn and you had John Leguizamo as the Violator still. Shout out John Leguizamo.
I was about to say.
He is hilarious in this, but he is a horrible Violator. If you look at Violator as who he's supposed to be.
Oh.
Or what he's supposed to be.
He's like a twisted fucking masochist.
Like I said.
He's just a fucking gross Joker.
Exactly.
Dude, he farts twice like, twins.
You know, the only issue I have with his acting is, if you ever seen The Pest? He's basically the Pest, but as Violator.
You know what? Yep, that's a really good way to put it, because that movie, he's annoying.
Exactly. But he gets annoying in this, but it's like, it's almost like the movie is trying to cut around how annoying he is.
Side thing, real quick, with Bijan.
Shout out Bijan.
The first time I ever watched The Pest all the way through.
Was it with Bijan?
It was with Bijan. In the same day, we watched Airheads.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we watched Encino Man. Dude,
that is an awesome line. Like, so you had Airheads, Encino Man, and then The Pest.
No, Pest was first.
That's actually pretty. You got the shitty one first, and then you got the rest of the kind of.
And I was just like, "Oh my god!" And he's like, "You want to watch Biodome?" And I'm like, "Nah, dude, I'm good."
Oh, that would have been a good cap. You should have done that. That would have been a good cap, dude.
That's a Pauly Shore, right?
Yeah. Oh, one of the lesser Baldwins.
The lesser. Oh yes, the lesser wind.
The lesser Baldwin, who did a Slapshot sequel, but which actually wasn't bad.
I love how like the Baldwins are just like this little.
Well, it's almost like the Waynes.
Yeah, but no one gives a fuck about them.
Well, I mean, it's just Marlon.
In the 90s.
And I think Damon Wayne's son, Damon Wayans Jr., actually starts doing stuff.
Because honestly, the only thing that I could really even be like, yo, this shit's funny.
Michael Jai White, start making some kids so you have a dynasty like everybody else.
What's his name? Which Wayne was it in Major Payne?
I think that was Damon.
Damon Wayne in Major Payne?
Yeah.
Major Payne is a fucking hilarious movie. And he was in...
It's actually one of the...
Was it they in White Chicks? Were they White Chicks?
That was, yeah,
or
the Wayans
Joanna
Brothers.
Man.
That was not Joanna Man. Joanna Man was a different actor.
Okay. So White Chicks...
I don't know the name of the actor, but he's in a bunch of B-movie shit,
and then they were both in Scary Movie, right? Or Scream?
No, they were both in Scary Movie.
Okay,
the Scary
movie.
But Scream was the parody. The Scream is the word they were parodying, Mike.
Let's be real here. I've seen all these movies that they're parodying, which is why it's funny. But think of a young person who's never seen any of these movies that are referencing. They're gonna see all these stupid things in this stupid ass epic movie. They've never seen 300. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like, why do these guys have abs and like speed?
We really should do a segment where we just expose like our younger friends, which most of you guys that are actually watching, thank you.
You all make me feel really old.
Oh yeah, obviously we're old as fuck, but we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. But like I said, like we should do a segment where we just showcase like young people don't know shit.
I mean, there's some people that like are on their.
You know what it is? Because you know what it is. It's like I don't know. I guess it's just because it's just us. We just like movies. Like me and Dylan. Like we grew up like we would go to shows. We just come out of school, listen to music, and then just go to our room, get fucking high, and just watch movies.
That's what
and then go to shows still.
I watched this is my thing. I watched so many movies on TV, which is why
I'm pretty sure I made Dylan watch Spawn like a bunch of times, and he's hated me for it like a bunch of times too.
I rewatched so many movies. Like when you put on Friday the other day, it was like
that's one of my favorite childhood movies.
I'm just saying, like I had obviously seen Friday before, but one, I have never seen it from start to finish, and also I had never seen it from start to finish completely uncut. You gotta remember, I watched so many movies where it was like I watched Silence of the Lambs. I watched Silence of the Lambs on TV, and they edited it out so when she finds the guy's head in the jar, you don't see it. You don't see the guy's head in the jar.
Really?
Yeah, because it's too graphic. So like, they just cut to.
You know what's funny? They don't give a shit about that anymore.
They do not. Dude, I'm like, wow, this is just whatever. You guys saved some time. Just didn't like cut anything.
I'm almost not even thinking that the FCC is even a thing anymore, because it's like I feel like the reason they do that is because they know that people are watching streaming. They're not watching cable.
They're not watching cable, and we're paying for this.
Because I remember when we went to
same with HBO, dude. There's some stuff on HBO.
When we go to hotels and when we go to out-of-state shows and shit, and we start watching cable TV because that's all we can find. Which, by the way, we finally invested in our own show.
We have a travel/show Fire Stick that we bring everywhere.
Yeah, because we can't take the commercials.
Yeah, honestly, we tried.
My God.
We
and
tried.
I'm not gonna say. Also, once again, just a shout out to Tubi. The commercials here very short. Like
what I like
a
about
minute,
them is they give you the timer, so we could like, all right, we got 40 seconds to talk.
Mute, and then we can talk. And then after that, bam, we put it back on, and then we're back to fucking rock and rolling with Spawn again.
Can we talk about how weak of a character Cagliostro is?
One of my complaints with Cagliostro is, well, like you said, he's fucking weak in this.
He's
weak as fuck, and he's basically useless.
No, I'm saying, like, dude, in the comics,
and it sucks,
he was a formidable force. Like it wasn't like he wasn't like the end all be all, but he wasn't like
but he was clearly someone that was trying to he's an older version of a Spawn. Almost.
He literally gets fucking brushed aside. Literally.
Here's the thing.
He literally gets brushed aside.
And this is what kills me too. So, have you ever seen Excalibur, the old movie?
Yes.
Movie? He was Merlin. The actor played Merlin in Excalibur, the old school one.
And you know when he throws the sword into the lake and the hand grabs it?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
He plays Merlin. He's Cagliostro.
Wow.
And the thing is, I'm like, that is the perfect person if you wanted to do it over the top.
You know what?
But you didn't use him enough, and you should have beefed him up a little bit where he had more power.
Wow. Dude, you just jogged some memories right now. And honestly,
I told you, man. This movie had some stuff.
Bro, it just unlocked this little nugget of a dragon movie relating to Reign of Fire.
Yes. Also, Cagliostro was Nicol Williamson. If you ever get a chance, find Excalibur. It's from 1980 something. Actually, we might do a review of that. I'm gonna probably make a person. We're gonna review that.
Two things. Another good movie. One. Another good dragon movie. And fucking shout out Sean Connery. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but goddamn Dragonheart.
Oh, Dragon with the last good Dennis Quaid movie.
Dude, Dragonheart, fantastic. And for the year it came out in, for a completely CGI.
I actually want to say that
it's a CGI Sean Connery dragon. And it's so good, dude. It's fucking good.
It's actually real. You know what it is?
The hunter from Lost World, the one that tried to hunt the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
You know what's I'm trying to
He was also in Aliens 3, the bald guy.
Oh my God,
he's the friar who's like...
He's the friar
who's unnaturally good at archery.
Oh, dude, that movie was so
I forgot
cool.
the villain, like, he can't die because he has half the dragon's heart.
And that guy is in a lot of... Oh, I mean...
He reminds me of, have you seen
Have you ever seen
Blood?
Have you seen Harry Potter?
Yes.
He's Lupin, the guy that turns into a werewolf.
You know who he reminds me of?
He's in there.
Have you seen There Will Be Blood? I drink your milkshake.
Yes.
The preacher. He reminds me of that guy.
Oh, you know.
I know they're not the same person.
No. But that guy also played the new Joker. I mean, not Joker. The new Riddler in the new Batman movie. That's damn, I forgot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, he plays the Riddler, and he does a great job for the Batman they're trying to go for right now.
Shout out to, if you guys, it's a slow burn. If you like good fucking movies, There Will Be Blood, Daniel Day-Lewis, Need I Say
Oh,
More?
well, yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis has made like less than 15 movies, and
They're all
half of them are all fucking
perfect.
bangers.
They're
You
perfect.
know,
Yeah.
shout out to Gangs of New York. Like,
Oh, shout out to I literally just shout out to this movie.
no, I'm just saying, watch that
Scorsese, motherfucker.
Watch that.
Yo,
shit,
if Scorsese fucking directed Spawn, this would have been fucking ridiculous. There would have been gangsters everywhere. You would have had Sam and Twitch going into the alleyways,
Dude,
getting to some underground nitty gritty shit.
Twitch would have been John C. Reilly.
Rat City would have been fucking crazy. Oh, Twitch would have been fucking John C. Reilly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, like, I kind of wish they had Sam and Twitch. The problem I have with this movie is that they don't put enough Spawn shit in this.
There's only Spawn, and like you said, Violator, and you see a little bit of Malbosia, and the really weak version of Cagliostro.
Okay,
Like,
I'm gonna
everything
say
else
the
is
bad things about this right off the bat, because the thing is, the only reason I'm gonna say I like this movie is just because I am a shill for Spawn. This is just a nostalgic movie for me. I saw this when I was a kid. You know how many times I rented this movie from fucking Blockbuster? I know that's dating myself hardcore.
I rented this.
Hardcore.
I rented this, dating myself. I rented this movie and the Beast Wars Transformers fighting game for N64 at the same time.
Blockbuster. Hollywood Video, I would get it from there too, all the fucking time. That's dating myself hard. That's dating us really bad right now.
They're like, what's a video?
Exactly. You don't know what that is, and also Gooned Up Video will be very much available.
Yes.
I actually have an entire tower of like fucking VHSs back
You're
there.
like, what's that weird square you got?
It's a collectible. That's what that is. And you know what? In a few years, it's gonna be worth a lot more money.
Is that a streaming device? Yes, you put it into the VCR and it
Telling you guys.
It streams to your screen.
Telling you.
No buffering.
Oh shit, we gotta like.
There's no buffering. It's not good quality.
Oh no! I've been watching. So if anyone can find me a fucking Spawn 1997 VHS, I need that in my collection of hardcore
if anyone
right
in
now.
the chat or anyone that watches this has in their house that they want to sell or give us a TV VCR combo, like all built into one. We've been trying to find one of those.
Yeah, ask if your parents' have that.
Yeah, like see if that exists somewhere. Like look in your attics or basements. Like like we've been trying to find one. It's crazy. I used to have one, literally in my kitchen upstairs for years. It was just there. I can't believe it's not here because we'd be using. It literally even had a handle.
And you know what's fucked up? So I'm gonna say this right now. So you know how like VHS and stuff, it's almost like comic books where you would look at a VHS or a DVD at the time where you just see the artwork or like you would see the cover and what they would present to it. Spawn had a really shitty fucking cover to it. It was just the clearly like plastic figure Spawn just standing with his arms crossed. It just says Spawn across it. It's basically the thing I was advertising in most of the stuff during our story. And just holy crap, man! This you know what it is? I love this movie, but I hate this movie at the same time, man.
I feel so fucking bad for Michael Jai White because
this was his big break.
Imagine this movie.
This was supposed to be his big break
exactly.
because this comic book was banging at the time. This is when comics were declining, but this one comic has. I will say this: Spawn, the comic book, has been the one constant comic book to keep going throughout. Since the 90s, even through the decline and everything, where now, because when the decline happened, I have all of the small print they did because they stopped printing them. They're all worth money now. Everything is worth fucking money now.
That's literally why we do what we do, man.
Exactly. Like, and not for nothing too. Spawn comics, I always have them. They're investments at this point.
If we had the foresight / the excess money, dude, like if I had the foresight to buy doubles of my Street Sharks and my Transformers and like
what
there was things that I had, bro, that I'm just like
I really want to take a poll to see like for actually the younger generation, like what are the things that you guys are really into right now or when you guys were kids where I'm like I didn't even know this was a thing. So, like I remember when I was in the military. And you know what's funny about this? Like, Spawn is actually a Marine in this, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, he does.
He's a Marine in this.
The very weak, what's Wanda's husband's name?
It's Terry.
Terry.
Which
weak character. Very
he is.
weak.
Which by the way, I'm like, really? You lost. And it sucks because I know like Spawn or Al Simmons is like Spawn, like not his other name, because they call him Spawn throughout this whole movie after Al Simmons dies. And once again, I know Dylan's watching and he's going like, you guys didn't even go over the plot of the fucking movie.
What plot?
Well, this is what the plot is supposed to be for Spawn. The generic plot for Spawn is this.
These graphics are fucking.
Excuse me.
The
we have the background going, and Spawn. Look, they have no budget. The graphics are dog shit.
The graphics are dog. These are PS1, PS2 graphics.
This is why we also have like editing
honestly,
for this.
I'll give them this. This
hammered
is
right now.
This is like Square Enix cutscenes.
I believe
In
the
the
comparison
90s.
was PS1 graphics
Look at this.
are better
Holy
than this.
shit. They literally animated. There's only 3 characters in the background. There are 3 characters
I'm
in
sorry,
the
they
background.
didn't have the budget for what they wanted to do.
They
for this,
animated
man.
3 characters in the background and duplicated them all. There's one guy going like this, there's one guy jumping side to side, and there's 2 guys throwing punches. And they literally just duplicated them a million times. And like, you see, oh, I'm sorry, there's a guy that goes like this.
Because you know what it is, dude? It's like that's what they had to do, though. They didn't have the fucking money for any of this. Like, I almost feel bad for Todd McFarlane because he had to see... I mean, not for nothing. This has a cult following now, like, for you and me. Because
I told someone today,
look,
it's a bad movie, but it's
I'm telling you guys right now, I have to do the rating now because I am getting so hammered as we talk right now because
You're like, it's all catching up with me.
it's catching up with me, so I'm rating right now. It's a... I'm sorry, even... As a fan,
as a fan, and giving all
this praise, and not for nothing. I mean, it's praise and judgment at the same time. It has to be, stream it, stay at home. If you paid money for this as a common person, you are going to be pissed off if you see this in the theaters.
I couldn't.
You will be pissed. Like honestly, Blood and Bone. If you saw it in the theater, you'd be like, you know what, It's not worth the money, but it's not terrible.
I'd recommend Blood and Bone over this.
Absolutely.
This
yes.
is all I would.
Blood and Bone is easier for everyone to grasp onto. This one, you have to know the property, otherwise you're confused. And if you saw it in theaters, you'd be like, what the fuck did I just pay for? Like, I don't know what I saw, and the graphics and everything here is very subpar for even the time, because, I'm sorry, Jurassic Park ruined everything.
Dude, Jurassic
CGI
Park came out in 91?
Yes.
And also, what came out in 91 is
and I'm not gonna lie,
2. Terminator 2 came out in 91, and I'm going to be real here. There is 2.5, maybe 3 scenes in that entire movie where it does not look good. And, like, I'm just saying, come on, try harder. Like, it's so easy.
That's like half of the things that I wanted to say about it. It's just, please try harder. I know you're trying to be edgelord. It's fine. It's over the top, but it's not even over the top to the point where you're like, you don't have the budget for it. It's not good enough. And I'm like, see, this is where like the fan in me is like, see, this is why I can't take too much alcohol. The fan in me is starting to boil up a little bit. I'm just like,
honestly, listen.
If I read the comic book like consciously as a child and saw this, I would have been completely like, what the fuck am I looking at?
That was like me when I saw the live action fucking Mario Brothers movie. I was like, what the
And honestly, but here's the thing. As an adult, knowing what I'm going into, I love that movie now because it's so bad that it's funny. And once you know the context...
Because you know the guy's drunk.
Yes, you know the context of what's happening. Here, it's like, I'm sorry, you guys cobbled together something really quickly to put out something so you can make money. And not for nothing, this did make some money. I think this actually kind of broke even.
Yeah, it's probably the only... It
broke even.
I feel so bad.
Michael Jai White needed a better movie, but not for nothing, too. This is how I know him. And not for nothing, now, as an adult, he is like a B-movie legend to me. Because he is a modern B-movie person to me. Because between Blood and Bone and all the other movies he did, because I started looking at all the other fight movies he did, and all the other fights he did. And I'm like, why? You know what would have been cool? If they were just like, you know what? If they Ninja Turtled this, we'll get into it in a minute. If they Ninja Turtled this, and they just let Spawn do kung fu shit and beat the shit out of people, because this is not faithful to the comic at all. So just let him do kung fu shit and shoot guns. That would have been cool. But they didn't do that. And I just think because they couldn't afford it. But I know you were laughing before. What were you laughing at, Mike? Because we have it playing in the background, so you have...
Let me preface this even more. We have it playing in the background with subtitles. So... Yes, there's
Dylan, this is what happens when you're not here.
Some a little bit of gratuitous use of the R word in this movie. I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
So, this movie,
honestly,
if I'm gonna compare this to anything, Spawn is actually, if you want to compare it, the Super Mario Brothers from the '90s is the equivalent to this in the Spawn franchise.
Which, by the way, Mario in that movie.
And it's hilarious to me, and I still love this movie, because as a kid, like I said, me and Mike, we rented this movie so many fucking times when we were kids. I watched
this movie every single time.
This was a sleepover movie when we were kids, for sure.
But fun fact, the guy that plays Mario in the live action, he's also the detective in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was also Enemy at the Gates. He was also he was an Enemy at the Gates. You ever seen that? The sniper movie?
Nope. I'm just thinking about Tom Sizemore in Saving Private Ryan.
Nope, not that one. Enemy at the Gates, great movie.
Get Tom Sizemore on the podcast.
That is a pretty tall order.
Tom, what you been doing since Mimic?
Honestly,
The Relic. What's good?
Honestly, we could probably get Michael Jai White on our podcast if we really tried.
We'd probably have to pay him.
You know what's crazy? Super side note on my part, we almost got him from one of our expos.
That's sick.
And I was like, I was so stoked. I'm like, please let us get fucking Spawn. I would fucking love... Because to me, it's almost like Michael Keaton is Batman. He is my Spawn. For live action, he is my Spawn. Like, I actually wouldn't have been mad if the new one they had coming out was still Michael Jai White. Like, I wouldn't have been mad about that. Like,
it's supposed to be Jamie Foxx. Listen,
he's a great actor.
Jamie Foxx doesn't just pull Will Smith and act like Jamie Foxx like he did with Electro in the Spider-Man movie that just came out.
Yeah.
Just came out. Fucking, you know what I mean? Oh, fun fact. Right now, John Leguizamo is eating real mealworms right now. He ate them right now.
Look,
he actually threw up after the scene when he ate it. Like in the scene where it just cut. And he's walking away, it cuts and he pukes.
Here's the thing. If you look at this, once again, as like Batman Forever, almost Batman and Robin style Spawn, John Leguizamo does a fucking great job at whatever he's doing. Because I was entertained as fuck every time I saw him. And then the transformation... I'll say this too. The Violator looks sick in this.
Oh, no.
For the CG that they had, it looks sick.
Again, everyone, if you've watched this shit before...
But here's the thing. The CG looked better than the fucking practical.
Here's the thing.
The practical wasn't good. It wasn't good. It looked like they took a molding of one of the Gremlins and put the Violator over it. It was not good, man.
I was going to say, if they wanted it to be good, should have used Stan Winston. Actually... I don't know if they did this one.
No, they did not. This was everything about this was so, like, almost, it was like an in-between between indie and Hollywood. Like, it was just, the budget was so in between.
It would have been so much better if they did it. Because, like, really...
This director is literally a special effects artist. It's not a fucking director. The guy is not a director. Oh, what you call it? Director Mark A.Z. DePay.
Yeah, fuck him.
That did Marmaduke. That was the guy they had. And it's like, I feel like they cobbled this together to try and salvage the franchise that is Spawn, but it's like, as a kid, obviously it worked. Because
I do appreciate that the news people...
That's actually in the book.
They in the HBO series, they have... That girl, actually, this newscaster, looks like the one they drew in the series.
Can we talk about very quickly... how ridiculous fucking
character is.
Yeah, how fucking ridiculous Martin Sheen, right?
Martin Sheen, but what's his fucking
are you talking about Terry? Are you still talking about Terry?
Not Terry, this girl, the character they
made. Oh, I have no idea, but the one with the wig?
The one with
Guys, this is like B-movie status, like Spawn. Like I said, it's better to stream. If I saw this in the theaters, if you're a normie, you haven't seen this in the theater, and you see this in the theaters, you'd be like, what the fuck? What did I spend... At this point, for movies, like what, like $18 with tax for a regular.
Make sure you click senior when you buy your tickets. They never check.
That's very true. Or child, if they can play it off as a child.
Yes.
But also, it's on Tubi for free.
It is on Tubi for free. But
For
listen,
free.
they made up, when we've talked about this already, they don't use any fucking thing from Spawn. Like, besides Violator, Violator and the Clown, and Cagliostro, like, everything else is bullshit. Like, and what's bullshit is they mention characters from the series.
You mentioned before Chapel.
They mentioned Chapel. He goes, if you're trying to fill body bags, get Chapel to do it. And like in the animated series on the
Actually,
HBO,
I think he said Chapel and Priest, because the one of the first adversaries he has is Priest, and Priest is made just for this movie and was not introduced to the comic books until later on after this movie.
Priest is a stupid.
She
bitch.
sucked. She's actually not terrible in the comics though.
No, that's what I'm saying. At least like redeem her a little bit in the comics, but in this movie, she is not.
She's not. You know what's funny? This is so played off. Like Martin Sheen plays almost like a Bond villain, where he literally, to the point where he goes, by the way, none of this story is in the books. This is a completely different thing. And so the story is like he has to develop a virus to release to the world, so Malbolgia or the devil can take over the earth. And he will reign supreme over a certain amount of land, like a lord or a vassal.
But you're just like, you're an idiot.
And it's like, and not for nothing, like he plays it like a Bond villain, where he just like, and we developed this virus to release to the world, and we have the only antidote. And literally to the point where he's laughing like a Bond villain. He says, "Ha ha 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 ha." Like, it's ridiculous. And he's the guy that's the top build in this fucking movie.
It's nuts.
It's nuts. But God damn it! Like, as much as we're talking shit about this movie, it especially now as an adult, I know Dylan's gonna hate this. I like bad movies, and this is one of those bad movies that I love because it's nostalgic, and I know it's a bad movie because I know what I'm getting into. It's a Michael Jai White movie. It's a Michael Jai White adventure.
Oh, listen, like I said, I just feel really bad for Michael Jai White this entire time because, like you said, I think this movie, if it went well, I think Michael Jai White would have been more of a household name.
He would have been.
You know, at least in action movies.
I mean,
like
in this house, he's a household
name. I feel like he could have been like, you know, how every couple years, some actor is the man. You know what I mean? Jason Statham was the man. Jet Li was the man. Liam Neeson was the man.
You know what? You're right. You know, when you say Jason Statham, he could have been more of a Jason Statham.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what sucks? Because I think I was texting you and Dylan when I actually had days off. You know, like we already gave our ratings to the movies, you guys. Like I said, they're all on Tubi. If you want to check these guys out, check the fucking movies out. We're just going to go into ADD talk, and I'm going to promote some stuff in just a few minutes. But like I said, I saw Michael Jai White in a movie called Black Friday, and it was terrible. And the thing is, I was like, okay, Michael Jai White's going to be in this, so he's going to be, like, he's going to throw some kind of, like, kung fu shit, because he plays almost like, so, on a, like, super side note, like, we've been going all night, Black Friday is a mixture of, like, Slither and Waiting, in the worst ways possible. Oh. So, Michael Jai White plays the character of the cook in Waiting, if you want to think about it that way.
Which cook?
The black cook from the first Waiting.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, there's obviously a few people.
The guy that like speaks like in metaphors and stuff. He has a cigarette.
The guy who's really the guy who's just
he's super stoic.
No,
and
I know what you're talking about.
He plays that guy.
Okay, all right, cool. Because there's a few cooks in that movie. There's
I said the one black cook.
Well, you didn't say black. You said the cook.
I'm pretty sure I said black.
We have it recorded. We'll figure it out.
We do. We will.
But no, I was gonna be like, wait, you mean Luis Guzman, Dane Cook, which
That's
one?
right. Well, in case I didn't, you know,
Luis Guzman.
He's awesome.
He's awesome, and I love that he was on Community.
I love he was on Community as Luis Guzman.
And they made a statue of him.
Yes, and he made a statue. And you know what's funny about I know it's tying Community to something about this before.
He was also
Fuck.
Luis Guzman was also funny in anger management.
Oh, you know what's funny in for Community? What you call it? So remember the zombie episode?
Yeah, whatever was sick. Yeah.
Yeah, and at the very end, he's like, "Do you want to watch a movie?" He's like, "Oh, let's watch Marmaduke," and they watch Marmaduke. That's the guy that directed the fucking what was it? For Spawn. That's the guy that directed Spawn.
Literally. If anyone in this fucking chat has not watched Community,
It's fucking fantastic.
it's by the same guy who made Rick and Morty. It's a live action. It's not like Rick and Morty.
It's Dan Harmon.
You will see the way
It's
he
so
does
funny.
the way he
dude.
does funny and the continuity.
And by the way, it's Childish Gambino before Childish Gambino.
Yes, Donald Glover is
Yeah.
very funny, and it's a very weird cast.
And I think also, I think on Tubi also they have Childish Gambino or Donald Glover's other movie, Mystery Team.
He's also in Spider-Man.
That's true, and he plays
Miles Morales' uncle.
Yes, who becomes Night Prowler.
Yep.
That's fucking awesome,
Donald
dude.
Glover is probably going to be Night Prowler.
Shout out to also
Super
Atlanta.
cool.
Atlanta's a fucking great series. If you ever watched that.
Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say about Donald Glover doing something. It's gone. Don't remember.
All right. So at this point, I'm gonna get into start to shout out stuff that our homies and shows that are coming up. By the way, so shout out to X Over Podcast with Marcy. I do that with her on Twitch. We're on Instagram under X_over pod. Oh my god, this is really hard. The drunker I'm getting right now. This is really hard. It's almost like a race against time.
We
You
should
guys
maybe
for
do
me.
the promotion parts at the beginning.
No, maybe.
I mean, everyone, most people
yeah,
would
probably.
be there in the beginning.
That's very true. Very true. Also, shout out to Adam and Angry Young Man Podcast. We're going to have him next week for a documentary series, yes.
Oh, cool. Wait, what are we watching?
The Hatchet Kid. Dylan knows. We're going to advertise it later.
Oh, Ty.
Yes, Ty. Adam's going to be here with us for that.
See,
And-
at least Adam is at least like a little older than us because he'll remember Ty. Other people, you're like, oh, the meme guy. That guy.
Yes, the meme guy.
Oh, he's where all the budget went. Into the Cape.
Yep, into the Cape, and he's still playing in the background, Spawn. And then shout out to Nick for a Trash Culture Podcast. And now we're going to get into some shows. So this is even harder now that I have to read stuff. January 21st, right, coming up, we have the benefit show for Zach.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was literally about to say, just go to that fucking show and give them money. Zach's a wonderful human being.
I fucking love Zach. Zach is the fucking man. He's a family man, and not for nothing, he reaches out to the community as much as he can. And he has, and for anything else too, amazing vocalist, amazing bassist.
Yeah, so I was going to say, if you guys don't know who Zach is, Zach
he's the fucking
he
man.
sings in Jukai. He played bass in Cypher, which is...
Supported me in my band when I had a band
insane.
back in the day as much as he could. Zach is an amazing
Zach
human
is
being.
good people.
And not for
Genuine.
nothing, this show is fucking stacked, and you have to show up with cash, and not for nothing too. If you want to donate anything extra, please do for Zach and his family. Koyo, Sanction, Hangman, The Fight, Rule Them All, Pedalhead, and Dylan, DK Ferrano is going to be performing, opening the shit too. January 21st, guys, please be there. And then we also have January 22nd at Shakers, we have Stab, Broken Vow, Dead Last, and excited for our boys in our boy in Hold It Down Booking.
Yeah, Michael Smith. We all know him from Hangman and Pain of Truth.
Yes.
Go to that show. It's sick that it's a mixed bill. I'm really happy.
Excite is awesome. I like Excite, man. Oh, they're cool, man.
You
They're
gotta show
cool.
me.
I like
But yeah,
Excite.
Follow Hold It Down Booking because he books shows out of state too. So even if you maybe you're going somewhere on a road trip or just want to fucking go, because I think he books Long Island bands in other states. So that's cool. That's what's up. But yeah, support that shit. Maybe a collab between Hold It Down, Gooned Productions.
At some point.
Mike, let's fucking hang
talk,
out
man.
when you're not doing cool stuff all the time.
Anyways, and then after this we got, this is the list I got going, you guys. So if it's out of order, I'm sorry. Like I said, this is all catching up to me. It's a race against time right now. So January 28th, Mind Force, Age of Apocalypse, Seed of Pain. Sorry.
Seed of Truth.
Seed of Truth. Seed of Pain, Dead Last, an exhibition at Vitus. I love Mind Force and I love Age of Apocalypse, man.
Are there still tickets for that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably not.
Not.
Ooh, side thing. I just scored tickets. I didn't get the first show, but those 2 Death Threat shows.
Oh, word?
Yeah, the first day is Death Threat and 100 Demons, and I forgot who else is playing. And I'm just like, all right, that's cool. I love both those bands, but it sold out instantly. The second day though is like Mind Force, Age of Apocalypse, and Death Threat. Like Mind Force, Age of Apocalypse, and Death Threat alone, I'm just like, yeah, I'm with that. And I'm pretty sure that there's 2 more bands. Dude, Age of Apocalypse. I just want to say like the Hudson Valley.
Hudson Valley knows what's up, man.
Hudson Valley knows what's up, and I definitely have a couple very good friends. I want to say shout out to Zach Berger. Love you, dog. I'm going to draw your fucking logo as soon as we're done with this. I'm so sorry. Literally, I'm going to draw it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we got to catch up on.
I'm literally drawing it and going to send it to you. So, just whatever. Zach's awesome. Huge supporter of not only the Hudson Valley scene, but Zach is one of the first people I met like that through, like, you know, your traveling friends. Like, oh, I see you all the time. You live on Long Island? Like, no,
yeah.
I live fucking 2.5 hours away. Like, that's crazy. And then I would see Zach when I would go to shows at the Loft or the Chance. Or some of the Binghamton shows. But I'm just saying, Hudson Valley knows what's up. Also, shout out Kyle Duffy. Miss you, dog. I hope your dog's doing good. He's a good dog.
Next fucking show, once again out of order. It's January 27th, actually the day before the Mind Force show. Stabbed, actually going to be playing Mutually Assured Destruction and Fool's Game.
I saw that. That's another cool mixed genre show. That's what's up.
The one that I know that we're going to be going to, and I know a lot of you guys, I hope, are going to be there, January 29th at the Monarch. TUI, Bulldoze, Pain of Truth, and Crown of Thorns, and I know there's some other openers for that too.
Volcano.
That's it, Volcano. And I think Carried by Six should be playing that too.
I think so, but dude, if any of y'all did not couch Volcano the first time they played, listen and watch that fucking band. Just listen to them.
I missed them the first time. I'm not missing them this time.
I forgot who's in that band. It's half sang with Sugabog and someone else, but that band is rules.
That band fucking rules.
That band's really cool. There was another thing I was gonna say. Oh, at the where's that last show?
What, at the Monarch?
At the Monarch, pretty sure. In May, Devourment's playing.
Oh shit, you're right. I think
and you know
right.
what sucks? That tour is Ingested, Devourment, Implosive Disgorgence, but they're only playing the 2 Florida dates. Like, dude, the 2 dates they play before, like, we're the first date on the tour, and they're the 3rd and 4th date on the tour. And I'm like, I want to be like, how much do we have to pay you to come to New York? Because, like, what you should do is play a show before that day, and then the day they're playing, you should go there and play.
Yes.
Because, like,
that'd be sick. Implosive Disgorgence, get at us, man.
Implosive Disgorgence is...
so we're going to be fast forwarding a little bit more. Like, once again, guys, if you have actually any shows that you want to promote right now, please put them up in the chat or put up in the comments. But our boys in Mange are going to be at Shakers April 21st, I believe it is, with Hospital Bomber, and headlining that's going to be Tactosa, which is pretty cool fucking deathcore. And then April 23rd, I think this is actually booked by Sam. Not One Truth, Exsanguinated, Morbidity, Erode, and Malboja opening for that.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Not One Truth is cool. Also, their logo is an Earth Crisis rep, which
is pretty sick.
Definitely speaks volumes about the band. Also, it's sold out, but I don't remember what the date is, but everyone should be going to that Earth Crisis One King Down show.
Oh, yeah.
At AMH.
I don't think that's sold out, actually.
It is sold out.
Oh, it's sold out now?
Sold out, yeah.
Okay, because I know the Sleeping show sold out.
Yeah, no, the Sleeping, that's a pipe dream.
I mean, I got to see them already, so I'm
yeah.
pretty happy about that. Anyways, and then, not for nothing, too, I know I have them here somewhere. I have the flyer somewhere. But March 3rd at Shakers, Gooned Up Nerds is going to be putting out another fucking show. And we have Abscess Pool opening that. Then we got Demon Teeth following them right after that from North Carolina. Those guys. Then we got Doomsayer, Joe's Joint. And then we got
Carcosa. You know what I found out?
Fucking Carcosa.
I was talking to someone and they were like, "Oh, I like this band Carcosa." I'm like, "Whoa, for real?" And they sent me the link. There's a band in Canada called Carcosa.
They're not as good.
But yeah, no, fuck them. I'm just saying, fuck them. Anyone wearing that shirt that's not Carcosa from here,
yeah,
I'm gonna take that shirt and give
fucking
you
Carcosa, and
a
then
real Carcosa
headlining
shirt.
that shit, we got fucking Scum Crew. I am so fucking excited for this, you guys. Please come out to this. We're gonna have us vending there, and then we're gonna hopefully have another vendor there as well.
Hopefully, have another vendor and possibly food. I have to harass that guy.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get some stuff going.
Yeah, at least there's gonna be food because it's hopefully it's not gonna be freezing out. I feel like it's.
But once again, most of this is gonna be like contained within Shakers. Shakers very accommodating. Shout out to Shakers. Shout out to Nika.
Should we do the show reversed, like the stage?
I don't know, maybe if we can. But once again,
because I was gonna say if we do, I had this idea. If the stage is clear, put tables on there with vendors. You know what I mean?
You could do that.
Because hey, like utilize the space, but like
I mean,
everyone,
you know something's gonna get thrown though. Something's gonna get smashed into. Something's gonna get DDT'd through something.
Push the tables back, okay? And
I'm just saying. For
put
Scum Crew, we got fucking Carco. Abscess Pool is opening.
Listen, we will put a
Abscess Pool is opening. Something's getting thrown.
We will put a proximity table in the front with bait. Like it's gonna be a bait setup where it looks like we care about it, but we don't really care about it. And then all the good stuff's gonna be against the wall. That's how that's gonna work.
Oh, man.
Everyone has to funnel into the room. That's it. You can't stand in the back.
You guys, do not just get in the fucking room, man. I'm telling you,
I really don't like when people stand near the pool tables because honestly, what should happen is everyone should go there and punch you, like in not a mean way, but stop being a loser and stand in front of the band. Like you wouldn't stand to the right of someone if they're like doing anything.
And not for nothing, I'm gonna say it's like we're in an era of hardcore here on the island where it's just like you can do that and you probably won't get completely knocked out.
Yeah, no, because you could not. It was honestly.
I mean, I'm just saying it might happen. There's it's probably 60-40 chance.
I mean, depending on what the show is, yeah.
But not for nothing too. Like we're in a good era for everyone to get involved in the scene right now. Like once again, a lot of the shows I've seen are pretty good. Like introduction shows to a lot of things that we have going on. We just went to a fucking like new metal show. Shout out to Chastity. That was a fucking fun ass show. And
Chastity was cool.
Like I said, it was like big at the downtown again back in 03. And it was a fun time. But yeah, we're gonna probably wrap this up now, but Mike, you wanna add anything?
Fucking no. Just
we gotta get food.
Yeah. I forgot to eat actually.
Food.
I think we all the shows. I mean, honestly, follow the AMH fucking Instagram.
Follow LAHC shows.
Oh yeah, LAHC shows. Scalen's been booking some crazy fucking shows.
Yep, a lot of stuff. We mentioned a lot of the heavy shows with a lot of stuff that that people might be interested in. Please check out those shows. The Scalen's booking. He does a really good job, man. He knows how to do mixed bills too.
Mm-hmm.
So
and again, follow. Hold your ground booking?
Hold it down.
Hold it down. Listen.
I think.
I'm high. And
so am I. We are very... Like, once again, we should not have been on this long.
That's why I need paper in front of me with all the things written down.
Yeah, I should have wrote stuff down. We're getting better at this. And once again, we don't got Dylan. He usually reins us in pretty good.
Yeah, Dylan's usually over here.
Like telling us we're being stupid.
He's like, stop talking.
And then he would hit us until we're stop being stupid.
Yep. That's what
Anyways. But thank you guys for joining us tonight. Whoever stuck around. See you guys later. Once again, check out Blood and Bone. Check out Spawn if you guys can. Because once again, it's for free on Tubi.
Check out, if you have HBO, the Spawn on there will leave a much better.
Oh, I know. That's way better. Even though the Todd McFarlane intros are cringe as fuck, the cartoon is awesome.
Remove yourself from the intros because that cartoon, for a cartoon, it
brutal.
Really
brutal.
Is brutal and...
very graphic.
Guys, we brought up Billy Kincaid. If no one's familiar with this guy, he is a child murderer. Like that is exclusively what he does.
Yeah, that's the arc of the first season.
He is the bastard kid of a very powerful politician.
Yep.
So he never goes to jail, and he just rides around in a fucking ice cream truck, abducting and hacking up kids. And you're like, oh shit. They're not pulling any sort of punches with this.
I'm going to say this on camera right now just so I don't forget it. That is literally almost the same fucking format as The Killer in True Detective.
Well, also it's a little bit like Sin City, with the killer that was eating the prostitutes.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if Todd McFarlane's version came before all of those.
Maybe.
That's what I'm wondering.
Maybe. Who
Possibly.
knows?
I gotta look that up later. Anyways, you guys, we're gonna be out now because we gotta get food because we are up.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Peace.